wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. How y'all doing today? Happy Thursday, everybody. Let's see, where's my live at? Trying to check myself out, see if I'm coming through loud and clear. Hope I am. Anyway, let's see here. How we gonna do this? Okay, so today is another edition of Today in Proverbs. Proverbs got 31 chapters in the book, and there's a chapter for every day of the month. When there's not 31 days, just keep reading until you catch up. Okay, that's how you do that. Just keep reading until you catch up. When it ain't 31 days, and if you really get into this book, man, it's gonna show you how to live. It'll show you what to do and what not to do. That's what Proverbs will do. And this is a time that people gonna need to know what to and not to do. Cause time's getting ready to get it's really getting ready to getting to be some interesting times. And the one thing that you gonna want is some protection. You know, when you live in the right life, man, you got a refuge. You got a place you can hide. But when you ain't, you out there on your own. All right? So let's pray and get into the word. Father, thank you for another day around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, speak through my lips, so that I may precisely articulate this word with wisdom and understanding to be able to pierce the hearts, the vision, and the hearing of your children, so that we may live the righteous lifestyle you have ordained for us to live. Amen. Okay, so since today is the 19th, I'm going to be going between the New King James Version and the Message Bible. And I'll be giving you some definitions because I don't want to assume that you know what some of these words mean. I ain't trying to insult your intelligence. I'm just trying to be enlightening. Okay? All right? So there's going to come times where, I'm going to give you a definition so that you'll be able to put it in the right context. Okay? All right. Chapter 19, verse 1. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than one who is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Okay? Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than one who is perverse in his lips and is a fool. In the Message Bible, it says, better to be poor and honest than a rich person no one can trust. So that goes to show you, man, just because you got money does not make you a good person. All right? Because you got money, because you got wealth. And it don't mean you're happy or healthy. Okay? There are a lot of broke people, boy, would get a left arm for your health. That's how bad their health is. So don't, count yourself grateful sometime, man. Even though you might not have all the things that you need, boy, you got your health. And your health is your wealth. Okay? There are a lot of people. Gino, man, you the first one up in here. Thank you, man. Thank you. Be safe out there on that motorcycle, man. All right. Verse 2. Also, it's not good for a soul to be without knowledge, and he sins who hastens with his feet. Man, when you're hastening with your feet, you're in a hurry. And 9 times out of 10, when you're in a hurry, you're gonna take a shortcut because you're trying to get it fast. All right. It says also, it is not good for a soul to be without knowledge, and he sins who hastens with his feet. In the Message Bible, it says ignorant zeal is worthless. Haste makes waste. And you'll notice sometimes people are going to be trying to get you to make a decision. And they don't want you to sit down and think about this. You got to do it right now. Okay? You got to make that decision right now. They're in a hurry. And you need to ask yourself, what's the hurry? What is the hurry? And if you start peeling that onion back, you'll find out the hurry they're in has an agenda. People ain't gonna rush you for nothing. When they trying to get you to do something real fast, is because they got an agenda. They trying to do something. Okay? And they don't need you questioning it, trying to reason or trying to understand it. No. Just make the decision. Verse 3. The foolishness of a man twists his way, and his heart frets against the Lord. The foolishness of a man twists his way, and his heart frets against the Lord. In the Message Bible, it says people ruin their lives by their own stupidity. So why does God always get the blame? And you got some folk right now doing some stuff in their stupidity, but they blaming God. They trying to point the finger back at God, and God ain't got nothing to do with it. You got a lot of people that always talk about, man, look how God blessed me, and God ain't got nothing to do with it. God ain't got nothing to do with that. That was your doing. And you especially around the body of Christ, when somebody get a new car, move into them, man, look how God blessed me, and then end up losing it. And God say he don't add no sorrow to his blessing. So how God gonna bless you and you end up losing it? That ain't from God. So stop giving him credit for some stuff you done. Verse 4. Wealth make many friends, but the poor is separated from his friend. Man, when you get some money, everybody gonna want to be around you. That's why you need to keep your mouth closed. when you come into your wealth, man, keep your mouth closed. Who is Bernie? What's up, man? That's my main man, y'all. This is the guy that is the reason I'm doing this. Bernie, right here. Bernie LLC, man. He's my biggest supporter this year. Hey, Bernie, you done jumped out in front of everybody, brother. I'm telling you. And I got some strong people, but you done jump, man, you number one, Bernie. You are number one, Bernie. Okay, I'm telling you, brother, you're number one. All right, and this is why he asked me to go back and start doing Saturday in Proverbs, and I said, man, I'm gonna do that every day. Okay, let me just go on do it. People going through some stuff, man, and it's gonna get worse because prices going up. And you know what? I don't care. I just thank God that whatever I need when I go in the store, I got the money to get it. That's my attitude. I don't care about the prices going up, man. I'm just thankful. Jamil, um, how do you know you don't know everything about God? No, I don't. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you, man. No, I don't know everything, Jamil. Let me look at you. Let me take a look at you. I think you one of my trolls. Yep. One of my trolls. One of my trolls up in here. So let's go on. Get rid of you. let me just go on. Get rid of you. Thank you, Bernie. I am, man. I am. I'm man. I am. I'm too far in now. I'm too far in. So I'm just believing God for some stuff. New York. What's going on? That's all. I'm just believing God for some stuff. So and let him do it. In the Message Bible, verse 4 said, "Wealth attracts friend as honey draws flies, but poor people are avoided like a plague." Okay. Uh, thank you, Bernie. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for dropping by. Okay. Wealth attracts friend as honey draws flies, but the poor people are avoided like a plague. Verse 5, a false witness will not go unpunished, and he who speaks lies will not escape. Okay? A false witness will not go unpunished. That's that wolf in sheep clothing. That's a false witness. They're wolves in sheep clothing. And he who speaks lies will not escape. Ooh, man, when I hear that, I look at that little young girl that is the press secretary for Trump, and she pregnant. And boy, I mean, she be lying through her teeth sometimes. And what you think that baby gonna come out? That baby gonna give her hell. You understand? As a matter of fact, all that negative energy that she's putting into her body with that baby, ain't no guarantee it's gonna come out healthy. As much negative energy that she's putting back in, because you see, wait a minute, let me show you. Let me show you. And yesterday in 1820, it says, "A man's stomach shall be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth, from the produce of his lips shall he be filled." And she's pregnant. And she's putting out all that negative energy. You don't think that's going to have an impact on that baby? That might be the baby that drive her crazy. Okay, well, she can't get no sleep at night. And it still ain't no guarantee that it's gonna come out healthy. So that's why you need to be careful. So that's what I told y'all, man. When you start reading Proverbs, you're gonna see some people, some of your family, some of your coworkers. You're gonna even see yourself when you start reading Proverbs. In the Message Bible, verse 5, perjury won't go unpunished. Would you let a liar go free? See, your words matter, man. What you saying matters. It matters. And you have to be careful. Verse 6, many entreat the favor of the nobility, and every man is a friend to one who gives gifts. Man, when you blessing folk, everybody gonna want to be around you. You want to get known, start blessing people. Everybody gonna be, man, let me tell you something. And this is you see a lot of rich people that have to have security guards when they go out in public. That ain't gonna be the case with me. I ain't gonna need no security guard. Cause when I'm out and people around me, I'm gonna bless the people around me. So if somebody sees somebody messing with me, oh no, man, leave Truth Conductor alone. Cause he out here blessing. And I'm gonna tell, and when I go in communities, I'm gonna tell, look, I'm here to help. I'm not here to be looking over my shoulder, trying to figure out what you're gonna do. Don't mess with me. I'm the one that's blessing folk. You protect me. Okay? I'm the one that should be protected. Because I'm blessing people. I ain't got to be looking over my shoulder for you trying to sneak up behind me. No, it ain't gonna be like that, man. It ain't gonna be like that. I'm telling you. Verse 7. All the brothers of the poor hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He may pursue them with words, yet they abandon him. That's when you're down. They talking about a person that's down on their luck right now. You know, when you going through some stuff, man, folk ain't got time for you. They don't want to help you. They don't want to uplift you. But the minute you make it, oh, I knew you was gonna make it. I've been watching you a long time. That's the person you need to run from. The one that when you make it, they tell you how proud they are of you and they knew you was going to make it because they telling you, I was looking at you when you was going through shit and didn't even bother to try to help you. But now that I done got out, you so proud of me, man, get up out of my face. Get gone. I ain't interested. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I'm not impressed with you thinking that I was that don't impress me. You just because you if you've been watching me for a long time, you saw me going through some stuff, and I don't see nowhere where you tried to help. Nowhere, man. That's one thing I can say about Tanya. She's one of my moderators. Man, every now and then Tanya send me 20, 25, 30 bucks. She will, out of the blue. She'll send me some money. That's one of the things I can say about her. I mean, she's faithful by sending me some money, man. All right? In the Message Bible, it says, lots of people flock around a generous person. Everyone's a friend to the philanthropist because they want something for nothing. See, when somebody's giving away something, man, they're going to get in line. They'll get in line to get something. If somebody giving something away, you know, y'all, I'm sure probably some of y'all like that. Man, they found out something free, shoot, they be the first one in line. And everything free ain't good for you. Let me say that again. Everything free ain't good for you. Okay? All right? It ain't. Matter of fact, man, am I coming through, y'all? Let me see if I'm coming through here. Yeah, I'm coming through. I'm coming through. Okay? Oh, okay. No. I've read verse 6. Verse 7 in the Message Bible. It says, when you're down on your luck, even your family avoids you. Yes, even your best friend wish you'd get lost. If they see you coming, they look the other way, out of sight, out of mind. That's how people do you. When you're down on your luck, man, when you're going through some stuff, they don't want to have nothing to do with you. Look at how the homeless people are being treated. A lot of people walk by a homeless person like they don't even exist. And the Bible say, be careful how you treat a stranger, because you might be entertaining an angel unaware. All them folk that's you looking like they down on their luck, no indeed. That might be an angel you entertaining. And God be testing you just to see what you're going to do. Verse 8. He who gets wisdom love his own soul. He who keeps understanding will find good. In the Message Bible, it says, grow a wise heart, you'll do yourself a favor. Keep a clear head, you'll find a good life. But some folk just got to have drama. They got to have that chaos and confusion around them. That's the only thing that make them happy. Even when some things going good for them, and you know things are turning around, they still gonna revert back to that drama. They gotta have that confusion to be happy. I don't understand it, but that's just the way it is. Verse 9. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who speak lies shall perish. See, I told y'all, see, this is going to tell you if you're doing good, it'll tell you what the outcome is. If you're wicked, it's going to tell you the consequences. It says a false witness. That's somebody pretending. And you got a lot of people right now pretending with the name of Jesus. And they got an ulterior motive. Okay? And he who speak lies shall perish. In the Message Bible, it says the person who tells lies get caught. The person who spreads rumors is ruined. Well, that person that spreads rumors is a gossiper. That's all that's who that is. They talking about a gossiping person. So whether you're lying or gossiping, ain't no good gonna come out of it. Verse 10. Luxury is not fitting for food, much less for a servant to rule over princesses. Luxury is not fitting for food, much less for a servant to rule over princes. And you ever been to a nice place, man, and out of the blue, here comes somebody with a whole bunch of noise, wanting to be seen? Got you hear them coming and just disturb the whole atmosphere. You're in a nice restaurant trying to sit down and enjoy your meal, and they all loud and rambunctious, and man, you'd be like, who let them in here? How they get in here with all that noise? I ain't used to nothing. See, luxury ain't for no fool, man. They don't know how to act. They just don't know how to act. I'm serious. In the Message Bible, it says blockheads shouldn't live on easy street any more than workers should give orders to their boss. Okay? Blockheads shouldn't live on easy street any more than workers should give orders to their boss. And when the workers start bossing, telling the boss what to do, it's chaos. They ain't got no respect. Okay? They don't have no respect. And be the first one crying when they get fired. Verse 11. The discretion of a man makes him slow to anger, and his glory to overlook a transgression. Boy, listen, let me tell you something. Let somebody do you wrong, and you look over that oh man, thank you, Lord. I've been dealing with this thing with this police officer that confiscated my sign, my speaker, my money, locked me up. And then he turned around and gave me 3 tickets in federal court. I was in DC court. They no papered it. So he put me in federal court. And I have to wait until they give me a trial date. He won't even let my stuff go until, I finish this. And just today, what's going on? What's going on? How you doing, man? Just today, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just let this play out, man. I'm gonna trust God. I'm gonna let it play out. Okay. What's going on, Cal? How you doing? I'm gonna just let it play out and just trust God, cause God is the only one that can change a person's heart. So I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing, man, and trust God. Let God touch his heart, and not even worry about it. But when it say, and I can tell you that it says the discretion of a man makes him slow to anger, and it's his glory to overlook a transgression. First time I ran into this scripture right here was I had this homeless guy steal my bucket. And this time, for some reason, I just said, you know what? I'm going to just do 2 days. I ain't going to even count the money. I'm just going to do 2 days. Oh, well, you still alive. You still alive. Be thankful for what you got. You still alive. You still alive. You still got your health. You still here. I ain't got no hair. You still here, man. So that is it within something. You still here. Be grateful. You still here. Plenty of people ain't got no hair. It's some folk walking around here. You think that's their hair, and that's a wig. Okay, but back to this. Back to this. When it says, "And his glory to overlook a transgression." Man, this guy stole my bucket, and they closed the park down. And as I'm walking back up to 8th Street, I see where he done threw my bucket in the hedges. So I get my bucket. I tell the sergeant, I said, man, this guy stole my money. And they tracked him. They went on camera and tracked him and found him. But because if you're not in my contacts, my phone ain't gonna ring. And they was calling me. And I didn't. And when I finally looked at the phone, I said, damn, I missed the call. So when I called the guy, he said, man, we had him, but we had to let him go because we couldn't get in touch with you. And all night, this was say the discretion of a man makes him slow to anger, and his glory to overlook a transgression. Man, that scripture all night long. This is the scripture that kept going through my head. And the next day, I'm sitting there, and the Secret Service came there and said, hey, Don, the guy that stole your money is right up here, and they preparing the paperwork. What do you want to do? And I said, if he's that stupid that he'll come back to the scene of the crime the next day, he just trying to go to jail. I said, let him sit out here on the street. And every time he come near, I get on the phone, hey, we got a thief among us. Y'all point him out. Y'all watch this guy, because he done got me, but don't turn your back on it. And boy, you ain't seen what you made out of until you can forgive a person that's done took advantage of you. That's going to show you what you're made out of. Because your first reaction is going to be to resist. No, man, let that go. In the Message Bible, it says smart people know how to hold their tongue. Their grandeur is to forgive and to forget. I'm telling you, boy, you want to see what you made out of? Man, forgive somebody for doing you wrong. And see, and just to see, I'm talking about really forget, let it go. See, because a lot of people tell you they done forgave, but they still holding on to it. If you still holding on to it, you ain't forgiven. You still marinating in that stuff. You ain't forgot it. When you forgive, man, you let that stuff go. Okay? Helen say how? How you let it go? Forget about it. That's how you let it go. Forget it. Don't take it personal. Let it go. Forget it. God gonna bless you. God, man, listen. If you live in a righteous lifestyle and somebody do something to you, man, God, y'all going down to that White House every day was how I kept my head above water. Them little donations that I would get, man, that's how I kept my head above water. And that's been what, since the 24th of February? Almost a month now, and I ain't missed a beat. God done bless me. God has sent somebody like Bernie or Everett or Laura or Tanya. He gonna send you somebody that's gonna be a blessing to you. All you got to do is remain faithful, man, and keep doing your part. Don't worry about what somebody else is not doing. Do your part, and then you'll see. Well, but see, when it come back to your mind, you ain't forgot. You still holding on to it. You see, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Let me say that again. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. When your mind is idle, that means you ain't entertaining it with nothing. You ain't doing nothing. And that's how 9 times out of 10, you can't forget it, because you ain't occupying your mind with nothing different. So consequently, it's got room to come in. Wait a minute. Let me show you this scripture. Hold on. Let me show you this scripture. Uh, uh, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Matthew 12. Listen to this. Listen to this. 24 through 26. No, that's not the one I want. Oh, it's Luke. Luke, hold on. Yeah, I think it's Luke is what I want. Luke 11. I think that's what I want. Here it is. Listen to this. An unclean spirit returns. Okay? When an unclean spirit goes out of a man, he goes through dry places seeking rest. And finding none, he says, I will return to my house from which I came. And when he comes, he finds it swept and put in order. Then he goes and takes with him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. And they enter and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. See, a lot of people, man, they don't preoccupy their mind with nothing. And therefore, you got room for all this negativity to come in, and even if you kick it out, you ain't filling the space with nothing. You're not trying to be proactive. Look for any solutions. You're just reactive. But see, when you got a proactive mind, man, it's hard for depression and anxiety to enter a proactive mind. It's hard because that mind is always busy. But when you ain't entertaining nothing, man, anything can come in. All of these stuff, because see, you got a lot of voices that want to be the default voice. You got a lot of voices that want to be the default voice in your head. And how you know the difference is, see, God ain't gonna tell you to do nothing wrong. God ain't gonna tell you to divide people, to pit people against each other, to get some revenge. God ain't gonna tell you that. And when you got some voices telling you to do something wrong, that ain't God. And you got a lot of people confusing, thinking that's no, God ain't gonna tell you to do nothing wrong. God ain't gonna tell you to go get with nobody else's spouse. God ain't gonna tell you to do that. And you got some folk right now talking about, and God told me. No, God ain't tell you to do nothing like that. You lying. You're lying. Because he can't, if God tell you to do something wrong, he can't stay on the throne. Because that violates his commandments. He can no longer be God if he gonna tell you to come out here and sin. Nah, God, that ain't God. Okay, verse 12. The king's wrath is like the roaring of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. In the Message Bible, it says, mean-tempered leaders are like mad dogs. The good-natured are like fresh morning dew. Let me read that for you again. Mean-tempered leaders are like mad dogs. The good-natured are like fresh morning dew. It's just that simple. Verse 13. A foolish son is the ruin of his father, and the contentions of a wife are continual dripping. Matter of fact, let's look up that word contentions. Let me give you a definition of what contentions mean. Contentions: arguments, claims, or assertions, typically presented in debates or legal context to support a position. So it says a foolish son is the ruin of his father, And the contentions of a wife are continual dripping. That means the arguments, the chaos, the drama are like a continual dripping. Ain't no peace. Okay? Thank you for the encouragement, girl, dad. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. In the Message Bible, it says, a parent is worn to a frazzle by a stupid child. A nagging spouse is a leaky faucet. Listen, a parent is worn to a frazzle by a stupid child, man. And I'm gonna tell you something, boy. You ain't experienced nothing until till you run into some stupidity of one of your children, especially if you're trying to tell them the right thing to do and they don't want to listen. I'm telling you, listen, this ain't me. This is a parent is worn to a frazzle by a stupid child. Okay? A nagging spouse is a leaky faucet. Because when you got a nagging spouse, man, ain't no peace. Ain't no peace in the house. Because, see, look here. Look at y'all. Whenever you're around a person and you can't do nothing right, they just looking for a reason to leave. Let me say that again. Whenever you're around a person and you can't do nothing right, they just looking for a reason to leave. And you might as well just go, man, just go ahead on and get gone. Yeah, go on, because you'll notice it'll be something totally stupid that they'll find. Say, oh, that's it. I give up. I'm leaving. Something stupid, because they building up a case. And if you can't do nothing, no matter how good you are, no matter what you do to them, they always got an excuse. They always got a complaint. Man, they just looking for an out. That's been my experience. In my that's been my experience. Boy, when you can't do nothing right, no matter what you do, they looking for an out. And you might as well go on, give it to them. Say, go ahead, just go on, go. Whatever you want to do, just go ahead and leave now. Bye. Get gone. Verse 14. Houses and riches are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Houses and riches are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Let's look up that word prudent. Prudent. Acting with or showing care and thought for the future. Characterized by sound judgment, caution, and practical wisdom. When you're prudent, okay, okay, all right. I mean, hey, let me see who you are. Let me see who you are. Oh, Kyler. Okay, Kyle. All right. Hey, man, we are. Hey, man, he don't live the good life. He don't live the good life. Denver is in the house. Thank you for joining me. Verse 50. Oh, wait a minute. I got to read 14 out of the Message Bible. House and land are handed down from parents, but a congenial spouse comes straight from God. Okay? A congenial, a prudent person comes from God. And see, and some of y'all get married for the wrong reason. Some of y'all done got hooked up for the wrong reason. And they showed you who they were. But because you had an agenda, you ignored that. And now, few years in, see, now you done, I can't deal with it no more. But when you first saw it, you learned you was dealing with it, so you might as well you might as well find a way to keep on dealing, buddy. Because 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna find nothing no better. So you might as well make what you got work. Because these jokers out here now, shoot. I'm telling you, boy, most of them ain't up to no good. That's the truth. Okay, verse 15. Laziness casts one in a deep sleep, and an idle person will suffer hunger. Suffer hunger. Laziness casts one in a deep sleep, and an idle person will suffer hunger. Yeah, man, you walk by and you can look at some homeless people, man. Spirits broken. Some of them sit out there with their cup, and they ain't got no drive, ain't got no ambition, ain't got nothing going for them. But they want your sympathy. They want your support. I mean, and some of them, begging is a full-time job for them. Man, I remember when I first got fired from Metro, well, I went back to street vending because that's what I knew, to keep my head above water. And I would go down by Union Station, and they had a couple of guys there every day. That's all they did was come there with a cup for people to drop money into them. And there were some people every day. And see, when you have that kind of attitude, when you looking for people to help you, man, that just robs you of your initiative. You ain't got no more get up and go. You ain't got no creativity. You ain't got nothing going to, because all you used to is somebody giving you something. And see, when they give you something, they control you. They ain't gonna teach you how to do nothing. See, and most of them don't want to learn how to do nothing to sustain themselves because they're too dependent on people's sympathy. And I'm telling you, listen to me, y'all. The way things going right now, I saw an article that said 30% of the young ladies now are on OnlyFans. 30% are on OnlyFans. See, in 2026, social media has made an education obsolete. It's made social media. You can make more money acting a fool on social media. Them girls on OnlyFans make more money than women with PhDs busting it open. I'm telling you, they make more money than women with PhDs busting it open, flying private, doing all that crazy stuff. That's what social media would do, because all you got to do is get one hit and get a whole lot of viewers. You're going to get paid. You're going to get paid. And you finding out a lot of folk out here saying one thing, man, they manipulating this thing called social media to get people's money. And it might not be true. Verse in the Message Bible, it says, life collapses on loafers. Lazy bones go hungry. Life collapses on loafers. Man, if you ain't got nothing, and see, let me tell y'all something. See, during period of war, makes a lot of millionaires. See, a lot of folk looking at doom and gloom, but there gonna be a lot of opportunities for you that you have to be in tune to watching. That's why you have to have a proactive mind, because you looking for needs now. And it's going to be a lot of people, and I'm talking about going to use their creativity, because they teach us go to school, get a good education to get a good job. They don't tell you go to school, get you a good education, work for yourself. They don't tell you that. See, they don't tell you, man, your intellectual property, which is ideas, are valuable. A lot of y'all trying to put that physical labor into getting rich. Man, sometimes you need to just come up with a good idea and somebody will pay you for it. Change your life. But you ain't thinking that way. You ain't thinking like that. You laugh at people out here trying to put up their ideas. You laughing. But that's intellectual property. And there are a whole lot of people that's got rich, man, off an idea. Some of it negative and some of it positive. And that's what you need to be trying to do. Man, what idea can you come up with and get paid? That's what you need to be trying to do. What idea can I come up with? And I can make, because I got 18 people up in here. I dare any one of y'all to tell me the rags to riches story that you know of that everybody else know about. How come we ain't got no rags to riches stories among us, but the rich is still getting richer? Elon Musk done tripled his wealth. How come none of us can break through? You mean tell me rags to riches story don't exist no more? They do. But we don't want to give each other a chance because we too busy bickering and fighting and arguing with each other. That we don't want to uplift each other, encourage each other, to inspire each other. We don't want to do that. Helen say, my children book, but I don't know who you are. I said, name a rags to riches story you know of that everybody know about. Everybody know about it. And I guarantee you, if you put the name of your book up here right now, the majority of people ain't never heard of it. But when you're a rags to riches story, everybody know your story. Everybody knows it. And you can't think of one. But the rich is still getting richer. Well, ain't something wrong with that picture? Verse 16. He who keeps the commandment keep his soul, but he who is careless of his ways will die. He who keeps his soul, he who keeps the commandment keeps his soul, but he who is careless of his ways will die. In the Message Bible, it says, keep the rules and keep your life. Careless living kills, because you ain't got no discipline. Anything goes when you're careless. You ain't got no boundaries when you're careless. You see, and a lot of people, just because you done got away with it today, don't mean you're going to get away with it tomorrow. But they take that chance anyway. Okay? Gino say Manny Pacquiao. Man, what, Pacquiao been around, what, 20, 30 years? That's the best you can do? And look how long he been around. Pacquiao out of the Philippines been around for years. I'm talking about somebody today. Name a rags to riches story you know of somebody today. You ain't got one. But the rich are still getting richer. Verse 17. He who has pity on the poor lends to the Lord, and he will pay back what he has given. A lot of y'all didn't listen. He who has pity on the poor lends to the Lord, and he will pay back what he has given. Let me tell you how to locate somebody's heart. Poor person walk up to you and ask you for some money. Ask them for $1. You want to locate their hearts? Ask them for $1. And if they say, "Oh, I ain't got no money, that's why I'm out here," that's a selfish person. That is a selfish person. But if they tell you, "Man, I ain't got $1, but I give you what I got," now that's a person with a good heart that's willing to share. And you'll find most folk that's down on their luck don't even want to share. And they gotta, so that tells you right there, man, you sowing in the bad ground. You sowing into bad ground. But if somebody tell you, "Man, here, you need $1? Here, I'll give you $1. Man, I'll turn around, get that $1 back to him and bless him with some more money. I'm just trying to locate your heart. And will tell you, when you tell me, "Oh, I ain't got no money," man, your no don't hurt me. I ain't the one begging. I just figured out who you were. And that's how I figure out who people are asking for some money. That's all you got to do. Man, but most of y'all scared. most of y'all scared to ask them for some money. But no, that's what I do. You come up on me and, "Man, give me $1. I'm just trying to locate your heart." And your answer is what's going to reveal you. Because I tell them, your no ain't hurting me. Your no hurt you. Because now I done figured out who you are. Verse 17 in the Message Bible, it says, "Mercy to the needy is a loan to God, and God pay back those loans in full." Man, when you help the poor, you're lending to the Lord. When you help the poor. And I want you, the next time you walk down the street or you go to the store, and I just want you to pay attention to the people in need that cross your path. Wherever you're going to find a person in need that's going to cross your path. Out of all of the times, why you? Why did they cross your path? And you on your merry way. And most of y'all don't even pay that any attention. You don't even entertain that because you got so much other drama and confusion and chaos in your mind. You ain't even paying attention to the people who you cross paths with. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason they crossed your path. And that could have been your moment to be blessed. And you didn't even recognize it. Verse 18. Chasten your son while there is hope, and do not set your heart on his destruction. Chasten your son While they're so, man, that's how I look at all these parents who kids be out in public cutting a fool. And they be laughing, look how cute that is. Look, you ever seen a parent, the kids do some shit and they laugh now, oh, look how cute that is. Yeah, it's cute now until they grow up and start kicking you in your butt, then it ain't so cute. See, now you want somebody to help you with the problem you created. Because when you had a chance to correct them, you was laughing, talking about, look how cute they are. Shit. Yeah, okay. I dare you. I don't play that. I dare you. Then I get out and be embarrassing me, boy. In the Message Bible, it says, discipline your child while you still had a chance. Indulging them destroys them. And that's what's wrong with a lot of our young people today. Their parents indulge them. And then when something happened to them, they'll be the loudest one screaming. First one want to sue. When something happened to their child. The loudest one, man. The loudest one. Screaming the loudest. But when you had a chance to correct them, you did absolutely nothing. And then got the nerve to be upset when something happened to them. Verse 19. A man of great wrath will suffer punishment. For if you rescue him, you will have to do it again. See, and that's telling you, man, you're gonna have some people when they get in trouble, and you there for them, you're gonna have to do that again. Listen to the Message Bible. Let angry people endure the backlash of their own anger. If you try to make it better, you'll only make it worse. Some folk you can't help. And sometimes them your own children. You have to let them just go on and run into that brick wall and let them learn the hard way, because they won't listen to you. They won't take your advice. Been there. Been there. You just have to pray for them, man. Just pray and ask God to protect them. That's all you can do. Because they're headstrong. And they're going to do it their way. Until they run into that brick wall, then they want to run to you, you know, to soothe them. But you wouldn't listen. I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen. All right? Verse 20. Listen to counsel and receive instruction, that you may be wise in your latter days. Listen to counsel and receive instruction, because people can tell you something, man. You ain't hard-headed. You'll listen. You know, people can correct you if you're wrong, because you'll listen. And then that turns into wisdom, because you're learning from your mistakes. When you don't learn from your mistakes, you're a fool. But when you learn from your mistake, man, you become a wiser person. You don't have to go down that road to know that ain't for me. And a lot of people, man, they got to run down that road head on before they know this ain't for them. And then that might be too late. In the Message Bible, it says, take good counsel and accept correction, that the way to live wisely and well. Because you'll listen. You'll listen, you learn. Your parents can tell you stuff and you pay attention. See, so no. Verse 21. There are many plans in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the Lord's counsel that will stand. There are many plans in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the Lord's counsel that will stand. In the Message Bible, it says, we humans keep brainstorming options and plans, but God's purpose prevails. And if you're doing the will of God, man, you're going to prevail. In the long run, you're going to be the one to prevail. And that's why with this situation with this cop, man, Lord say, man, let that play it out. Let it play out. Let it play out. Because, I've been trying to get, let that play out. You ain't, no, just be still. Let it play out. Let it play out. Just be grateful. Keep praying, because you see, I got you. You see, I got you. So let it play out. And that's what I'm doing. Man, my website is close, boy. Join is close. Ain't lying. All right. Verse 22. What is desired in a man is kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. Listen, what is desired in a man is kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. In the Message Bible, it says, it's only human to want to make a buck, but it's better to be poor than a liar. Can't trust no liar, man. Can't trust no liar. Can't trust it. I just saw where this black guy was a couple days ago bragging about how he tricked Trump supporters and he made $30,000. But see, you I hope you invested, because ain't nobody else gonna trust you. There's nothing else that you can do to be trusted. And if you ain't a person of your word, you ain't hurt nobody but yourself. Because your word is all you got. And if you can't keep your word, people ain't gonna have nothing to do with you. They don't want nothing to do with you. Verse 23. The fear of the Lord leads to life, and he who has it will abide in satisfaction. He will not be visited with evil. Listen, the fear of the Lord leads to life. And that fear that they're talking about is reverence and respect. Some things you just ain't gonna do, man, because you know God ain't gonna be pleased with that. That fear they're talking about is reverence. Because man, if I get out here and do this here, God ain't gonna be pleased. In fact, it won't even, my conscience won't even let me do something. Because I know, man, it'd be against God. That's fear. When you don't do something because you know it ain't gonna please God. That's what they talking about. In the Message Bible, it says, fear of God is life itself. A full life and serene, and no nasty surprises. Because you got a place of refuge, man. And if you got the fear of God, I don't care what happens around you. It ain't gonna come near you. In 91, when it says in Psalms 91, when it says 1,000 may fall at my side and 10,000 at my right hand, but it will not come near me. No plague will come near my dwelling. Y'all need to go and read the 91st Psalm over your children and your grandchildren, because that's the Psalm of protection. Okay? Verse 24. A lazy man buries his hand in the bowl and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. In the Message Bible, it says, some people dig a fork into the pie, but are too lazy to raise it to their mouth because they always want somebody to do something for them. When you're too lazy to feed yourself, man, you're looking for somebody to do something for you. Just that simple. Okay? Verse 25. Strike a scoffer, and the simple will become weary. Rebuke one who has understanding, and he will discern knowledge. The Message Bible says, punish the insolent, make an example of them. Who knows? Somebody might learn a good lesson. And you got to punish them for them to get it. You can't tell them. They ain't going to listen to you. See, they're going to have to experience the consequences of their actions. They're going to have to see, oh man, shit, he got 20 years? I ain't doing that. He got 20 years? He got 15 years? He got 10 years? You have to make an example out of him. Verse 26. He who mistreats his father and chase away his mother is a son who causes shame and bring reproach. Man, we talking about kids that don't have no respect for their parents. And parents, let me tell you something. You ain't ran into nothing until you run against one of your children that don't have no respect for you. And look how many children right now killing their parents because they ain't got no respect. They ain't got no respect. And anything goes with them. Okay? What's that book? Rob Reiner. Look at his son killed him and his wife. And they famous. And who would have known that they had that much confusion and chaos in their family? And they rich and famous. In the Message Bible, it says kids who lash out against their parents are an embarrassment and a disgrace. Some of y'all might be facing the same thing right now because you got some kids that don't respect you for who you are and what you do. They don't have no respect for that. And be the first one coming out with their hand out. Verse 27. Cease listening to instruction, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. When can't nobody tell you nothing, you're now a fool. When you don't want to listen, you're now a fool. That's what, cease listening to instruction, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. When can't nobody tell you nothing. You got all the answers. You know it all. It's just that simple. Okay? The Message Bible says, if you quit listening, dear child, and strike off on your own, you'll be soon out of your own debt. And that's the way it is. Look how many kids, man, that ran away from home. Cause man, I'm still trying to get on Jesse Lee Peterson's show again. I'm asking him, man, come on, man, invite me back. I'm waiting for the invitation because I want to go up in there and put my foot right up in his behind on his own show. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go up in there and put my foot right up in his behind on his own show. He know. And see, the last time I was on this show, I had a mask on because I was hiding some dental work. I ain't got that problem now, buddy. And I'm come on, invite me back, Jesse Lee. I just told him that today. Man, invite me back to your show. Um, verse 28. A disreputable witness scorns justice, and the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity. Let me look up that word, disreputable. Give y'all a definition of that. Disreputable. People, places, or actions that are not respected, having a bad reputation, or appearing shabby, dirty, or dishonorable. A fool. That's a fool. They say a disreputable witness scorns justice, and the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity. In the Message Bible, it says an unprincipled witness desecrates justice. The mouths of the wicked spews malice. Ain't no peace. Ain't no peace around this particular person. In the world of false prophets. Um, uh, in a world of false prophets, how can I trust what I hear? Real simple. It, a tree is known by its fruits, and all you got to do is eat. See, when you meet a genuine person, you know it. You can feel what they're talking about. You can feel it, and if you first of all, you're gonna have to be honest with yourself. That's first and foremost. See, a lot of y'all can't recognize these wolves in sheep clothing because you ain't honest with you. It's just that simple. You don't know how to be honest with yourself. That's why people can fool you because you don't know how to be honest. And see, and when you learn how to be honest with yourself, man, you can pick out some deception anyway because some about it ain't gonna feel right. It's just that simple. It ain't gonna feel right. No matter what they say, man, just something is gonna be off. But because you don't know who you are and you lie to yourself, other people can come along and do the same thing. So if you really want to know what, man, start being honest with yourself so you can recognize what truth is. That's just my little take. Verse 29. Judgment are prepared for scoffers and beatings for the backs of fools. And the Message Bible say the irreverent have to learn reverence the hard way. Only a slap in the face bring fools to attention. Some folk got to go through some stuff. Astro, uh, no, I can't share my faults because some things you keep to yourself. You don't need to be trying to tell everything about you to people. Some things you keep to yourself. Australia. Um, who is this? Let me see who this person is. Hold on a second. Let me see who this person is. Um, I'm still young and I'm learning about who I am and the man I want to become. How can I live with the past? How can I not hate myself? See, you're living in the past because you ain't trying to do nothing productive. So I just told you, man, if you got an idle mind, see, you entertain stuff like this. Your mind idle. You ain't got no goals. You ain't got no aspirations. So naturally, your past is what's going come up and keep front and center. But boy, when you got a proactive mind, you don't have time to entertain stuff like that. Okay, you really don't. And all you need to do is just get busy with some goals and don't give up. See, because adversity guards the door to success. The closer you get to the door of success, man, your life is going to be turned upside down when you get to the door of success. Because, yeah, you need some goals. You got to have some goals, man, some aspirations, some things you want to do. If you ain't got no goals in life, you just existing. You ain't living, you just existing from day to day because you ain't got no purpose. And you got to find what is your purpose. That's all you got to find out. Man, what is your purpose? I know this message right here is my purpose. This is what this right here is my perfect purpose. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Uh, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Fold in. That's my name. That's what you. That's my name. That's my name. That's my last name with my first initial. That's all that is. That's my last name with my first initial. That's it. That's it. That's all that is. Just my last name with my first initial. And I've been on YouTube, shoot, probably about 20 years now. Pretty close. Um, One thing I've always struggled with is ambition. I feel lost and have been lost for a long time. You're saying things that I already knew but needed to hear. Thanks, Pops. That's what it's all about, man. It's just trying to get one person to see. Okay. Yes, it's some more Australia come up in here. But that's all, man. Just get a purpose, get a goal. You know, just get your goal and work at it. And see, the Bible say a good man will fall 7 times and get back up again. If you're a good person, you ain't got to worry about, man, some stuff you're gonna try just ain't gonna work, but it ain't gonna destroy you. So you can get back up and try it again and try something else. That's all. See, an idea is just a door. Behind this door, man, there's some more ideas. But most of y'all don't even want to try to do to get behind the door to see what else you're gonna run into. Just like God told you to be fruitful and multiply, man, your ideas are gonna be fruitful and multiply if you got a good heart. Your ideas are gonna have kids. Those kids are gonna have kids. That's how your ideas work. Your ideas are gonna lead you to other ideas. But if you're afraid to follow him, you'll never learn, man. You'll never experience anything. I started out in DC as a street vendor. That's how I started, as a street vendor. Matter of fact, let me show y'all so you won't think I'm lying. Right here. This is when I ran for mayor. I ran for mayor against Marion Barry in 1994. Okay? I was a street vendor. When I ran for mayor against this guy. This is Marion Barry. It's me and Marion Barry. The only 4-term mayor we ever had. You see, he leaning on the caddy. He's leaning on the caddy. You see how you see how I'm looking? This is how I was looking back then, man. This is probably 2015, 2014. Well, I used to drive for Marion Barry. And you know how I started driving for him? He had a God is the Almighty. Okay? God is Almighty. Marion had an accident. He had a diabetic attack and ended up driving his car the wrong way, have an accident. And I just went and put my card on his door. I said, man, if you ever need me to drive for you, call me and let me know. And he did. He called me. And I would drive. He said, man, this is a limousine. I said, Marion, that's all I got. I said, that's all I got. That's all I got. Okay, this is it. And it was clean. It was clean. That's all I had. And I'm gonna get it restored too. I'm gonna restore it back to its original. It's gonna be restored. And I told my children, man, don't y'all sell that car, because it's a classic. Don't sell it. Don't sell it. Something happened to me, man, keep that car. Don't sell it. That's a classic. That's the last year of the big bodies of Cadillac. That's the last year right there of the big bodies. You don't find that making model no more. Okay? But that goes to show you, see, even back then, see, I didn't have the same, I had a chauffeur's hat. That's a chauffeur's hat, a bus driver's hat right there. But you see, I got the same get up. Same get up. And I was headed toward the truth conductor then. I was headed. All it took was for me to change hats, and I became truth conductor. But I conditioned people to recognize me like this. All right? That's how I condition them, to recognize me like this. So when I want to go incognito, I just put street clothes on, because most people aren't used to seeing me in street clothes. Because the majority of the time, I got this on. I don't know nothing about no. Let me see who this is. I think I got another troll up in here, y'all. Think I got another troll. Let me see. Yep, I got me another troll. Yep, got me another troll. I knew it. See, you can tell by the foolishness that people come up in here with. This Australia 777, man, that's a troll. And let me show you how they're a troll. They just made the channel February 26th, 25th, 2026 is when they just made this. This is one of their burner accounts. So Australia, you're going to have to go and get you another one. Now, ain't no forgive. Get your ass out of here. Hey, you out of here, buddy. Forgive. Go get another one of your burner accounts. Yeah, see, that's how you know, man. That's how you can vibe. See, Periscope taught me that. Periscope taught me how to recognize people through their questions. Okay? Because when they got some foolishness, they're going to come up here with some dumb stuff that they're going to be asking. Okay? They're going to ask you some dumb stuff. That's and I knew when they kept asking about fold, man, this is a troll. But When they asked this last question, I knew, man, this is a troll. And see, and here's the thing. A lot of people don't have the creativity or the ingenuity to be light themselves. They can only bring darkness because they don't know how to be positive. And you got to be sharp enough to recognize some darkness when you see it. Okay? You got to be the one to recognize the darkness. And like I told you, when I was on Periscope, man, they taught me a lot. Periscope taught me a lot. I learned a lot from Periscope. And I learned how a lot of people who are trolling you, they ask some crazy questions. That's how you know who they are. Because they come up with some crazy questions. First thing they're going to do is try to butter you up to get you to drop your guard. And you know, and here's the sad part, man. How uh folk folk come and got all that time, all they can do is something negative. Like it ain't gonna come back to them. That's all they can do is something negative. And you ain't heard me, man. That's some energy you're gonna have to deal with. It's just that simple. And some people can't even wrap their head around the fact that you got a persona. See, they got to come up in here with all these so crazy names, hiding their identity. But you can Google Truth Conductor and find out who I am. Yeah, you can Google it. I ain't got nothing to hide. Soon, I'm going to have me some new signs with truthconductor.com on it shortly. I get my hands on some more money. Man, I'm ordering me some new signs so I can send people to my website because it's coming. It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. And I'm also including a civil discourse workshop that's going to be on my website. She's working on it. She sent me the outline this morning. I'm gonna have a civil discourse workshop on my in my website. Get people to start talking to each other and stop talking at each other. That's all you got to do. And you know, if nobody's interested, man, I did my part. If don't nobody, man, I did my part. I did my part. My website gonna be tight. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. And see, a lot of people, a lot of y'all, oh, I ain't got no money to do. Man, sometimes you just gotta step out there. You don't know where the money coming from. You just gotta you just gotta step out there and have faith. Okay? You don't know where that money coming from. You just gotta have some faith, man. You really do. And believe that God gonna open up a way. That's all you got to do. Is just believe, man. God gonna open up a way. He gonna open up a way for you. All you got to do is trust and believe. Don't worry about where the money gonna come from. Don't worry about it. That ain't your business. That ain't your concern. Your concern is just keep believing, man, that God gonna provide for you. And that's the only thing you got to do. You know, the Bible say all things are possible to him who believes. And when you believe something, you assume that it's real. But most of y'all don't want to assume what you believe in God for is real. You don't want to make that assumption. Because he say, when you pray as though you already, it's real that you have it. And when you assume that you got it, man, you think it's real. You don't keep question, Lord, where is it? When it's gonna come. You assume that it's there. Just that simple. And that takes a lot of discipline and a lot of work, because you're gonna have a lot of default voices that you're gonna have to get under control. A lot of doubt, because you're going to have doubt sitting on this shoulder and fear sitting on this shoulder, and they both going to be talking into your ear, trying to get you off track. And because most of y'all got a reactive mind, you entertain that doubt and that fear. And that's what's circumventing your prayers, because you got doubt and fear. I was I, I'm believing God for a new Suburban. And today I was like, you know what? Let me believe God for a certain amount of money rather than trying to ask Him for individual things. Give me a certain amount of money and I can do all the things that I want to do. Okay? So, rather than a, a, a a new house, a new car, all this other stuff, man, let me just believe God for a certain amount of money. And in that amount of money, I can do all of the things that I want to do. Cause that's what money. And let me show y'all this. Let me show you this. See, it's the love of money that is the root of all evil. But money, listen, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. A feast is made for laughter, and wine makes merry, but money answers everything. Okay? Um, no. Well, if God gonna bless you, you're right. He ain't. It won't be finance, because He'll give it to you debt free. When God bless you, man, God, God bless you. God ain't gonna put you in no position to have your stuff repossessed or foreclosed. God ain't gonna put you in that position. When He blesses you, He ain't gonna put you in that position. But listen, a feast is made for laughter, and wine makes merry, but money answers everything. Okay? You got money, you can do whatever you want to do. But a lot of folk, um, don't know how to make it grow with their own idea. They got to go and invest in somebody else's idea, because they ain't got none of their own. And that's why a lot of y'all, man, need to be coming up with your own ideas. So when the money comes, you can hit the ground running. You ain't got to invest in the stock market or all these other things where you got a middleman. See, when you're dealing with your own ideas, ain't no middleman. It's all yours. But most of us are accustomed to having a middleman. that we got to share our money with somebody because we don't have no ideas to make it grow. That's what the average person, the biggest mistake they make, they ain't got no ideas of their own. They got to go and invest in somebody else's idea. And sometimes you end up losing everything because you investing in somebody else's stuff instead of your own. I'd rather go broke on one of my ideas than be go broke following somebody else's. Okay, well that's good, man. But you still need resources, Gino. You still gonna need resources, man. You know, you still gonna run across somebody that you can be a blessing. See, because see when you doing God's will, man, people gonna see God through you. They'll see through your actions. See, and if you can, man, if you got enough money where you can walk into a place and bless everybody, and your bills are still being paid, man, you showing them the will of you showing them God when you can be a blessing. Because remember, we just said in that, man, when you give to the needy, you loaning to God. I just showed you that in this. Here, let me show it to you again. Let me find it again. Um, he who has pity on the poor lends to the Lord, and he will pay back what he is given. So when you blessing people, man, you loaning to God, and he gonna pay you back. He gonna pay you back. It's just that simple. He gonna pay you back because you're helping somebody that's less fortunate than you. I mean, that's how it works. I look forward to the day that I can walk into a restaurant and say, "Hey, how many people you got up in here? Man, here, everybody, here's $100 tip for all y'all." You think I'm gonna have to pay for some food? I walk into a restaurant and I'm tipping everybody $100. You think I'm gonna have to pay for that food? No, no. And every time they see me coming, and when I'm talking about from the waitress all the way to the kitchen, everybody, here's $100 for everybody. You think when my plate come, it ain't gonna be full? I mean, you think they gonna skimp on my meal? No, they ain't. Cause I'm blessing everybody. I'm blessing everybody. That's how I'm gonna play it. That's how I'm gonna do it. They gonna be, man, they gonna, oh, truth conductor, here he come. Shoot, everybody gonna get blessed. And see, and when you get that kind of reputation, boy, people take care of you. They'll take care of you. Imagine you walk into a restaurant, man, it's 12, 13, 14 people working, 15, and you give everybody $100. You ain't got to pay. Whatever you order is going to be on the house. I guarantee even the manager gets $100. You think I'm going to have to pay for that food? No, no. I ain't going to have to pay for that. But a lot of people with money don't even think like that. See, they'll come in there and pay these bills and might tip, but man, tip every you got it. You got it. You can go to Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all these other stores and spend two, three, four, $5,000 to get something. How come you can't walk into a restaurant and bless everybody? And that's how I'm playing it. I gotta. I don't even eat the food because it's too greasy. But Five Guys, man, I eat their peanuts. I got a place right now, right around the corner from the White House where I go. When I walk in the door, man, they say, "Hey, true conductor, here's a bag," and I drop a tip in the jar. Man, I'm gonna walk in there one day and bless all of them. Here you go. Thank you, man. I appreciate the kindness you've given me over the years. Bless everybody, cause I can afford it. And that's how you treat people, man. That's how you get stuff done, and that's how you get known. See that's that I mean, if you got it, how come you can't get out here and get uh uh 4 or 5 food trucks? Man, I'll give you 7,000 a piece. Go and just get some food. Take $2,000, get some food, give it away, and keep the 5. Buy $2,000 worth of food and get that away, and you keep the 5. Be a blessing to people, man. And this is what we're missing. We're missing kindness in the world. Because now when people do kind things, they got to hit an agenda with it. Man, I ain't got no agenda. I just want to be able to walk free wherever I go. Man, ain't nobody going to mess with me because I'm going to be a blessing. I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about. I'm not going to stop. See, that's the problem. I'm always going to tip. I'm always. Wherever I go, I probably won't have to pay for no meal because I'm tipping everybody. So I get it on the house because I can afford it. That little money ain't going to hurt me. It ain't going to hurt me. That little money, man, that ain't going to hurt me. This not, cause it's coming like that. And I found, man, as long as you are kind to people, boy, you ain't gonna never be without. I'm sure at 73 years young, I'm still receiving some of the kindness that my grandmother put out. I'm positive right now that I am experiencing some of the kindness from my grandmama because I saw how she treated people. I witnessed it with my own eyes. And there's no doubt. And when I see it, I'm like, man, thank you, Lord. Appreciate it. And I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, I'm a witness. If you do right by people, God gonna do right by you. I, I'm I'm telling you, they might not appreciate it, but do right by them anyway. Okay? Do right by them anyway. The world has made you cynical, then that's your fault. That is your fault. Because you're doing it from your head and not your heart. When you're doing it from your heart, you ain't gonna be cynical when you're doing it from your heart. See, whatever you doing it from your head with an agenda. But man, when you're doing it from your heart, that don't even you ain't gonna even will never experience that because you ain't got no ulterior motive. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do. I'm telling you. All right, y'all. Man, I hope anybody got any questions. Anybody got any questions? I thank you for what I got. 16 likes up in here, man. Thank y'all. I usually don't get that many, but thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. But just do good by people, man. Do good by people. You're welcome, Gino. Do good by people, man. It'll come back to you. I swear. I swear it'll come back. And if it don't come back to you, it's gonna come back to your kids, your grandkids, or your great great grand. Somebody gonna get it. That good never leaves your bloodline. See, that's what people don't understand. You do good, man, it might be for some kids you never see. That good that you done sold into the earth what might be for some great great grandkids that you'll never see that'll find themselves in the same position. And because you sowed that seed, it comes back to them. Some of your good is for your future, for your bloodline. It ain't all for you. You doing some good for some kids you'll never witness, never see, never even see them, but you're doing good for them. And a lot of people don't take that into consideration because they want to see all the good they to come back to them. Man, that might be going to some generation that you'll never see. Because that good ain't gonna leave your bloodline. Just like that bad ain't gonna leave your bloodline. Might not come back to you, but it's gonna come back to somebody. Somebody down the road is gonna get it. Somebody gonna get it. Because you've seen, man, I done witnessed this. White people, man, hate black folk and turn around the child or the grandchild end up with somebody black and they have to witness it. They gotta witness it. I told you, gotta be careful how you treat people because it's gonna come back to somebody in your family. And that's guaranteed. That is guaranteed. Somebody gonna get it, whether it's good or it's bad. Because my grandmother said, baby, you do good, good gonna follow you. You do bad, bad is gonna follow you. Okay? That's what you done put on your bloodline. And let me give you a good example. Obama did more for gays than he did anybody else. And I'm telling you, either one of them girls to his gonna be gay, or one of his grandkids gonna end up, because that stuff, that spirit is on his bloodline. You watch. You mark this day. One of them girls either gonna be gay, or one of his grandkids gonna end up in that lifestyle. It ain't going nowhere. It's there. Because that is the seed that he sowed. Now you watch it. You watch it. Because he tried to push that spirit all over the world. You think that spirit gonna leave his bloodline? Do you really think that spirit is leaving his bloodline? No, it ain't. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. It ain't going nowhere. It's right there. Somebody gonna have to live with it. Somebody. You watch. Y'all say, True Conductor said that. I'm telling you. Either one of them girls gonna be gay, or is gay, or he, if they have some children, that spirit gonna fall on them. But I believe it's one of them girls. I believe that. That's just my belief. All right? I told y'all, man. And you get in Proverbs, boy, you gonna reap what you sow. Hands down. Might not come back to you, but somebody gonna get it. That's why you should not worry about doing good, because somebody gonna get it. It ain't going to waste. It ain't going to waste. I'm telling you, it ain't going to waste. So don't be scared to get out here and do good by people, do right by people, because that's what's gonna fall on your bloodline. All right? All right, y'all. I see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock. I'll be back. All right. See you later.